Follow the money. That's what I always say. You always follow the money. Yeah.
This is Follow the Money with Mitch Moss and Pauly Howard on VSiN.
Here we go. It is Follow the Money on VSiN, the Sports Betting Network. Mitch Moss, Pauly Howard, live in downtown Vegas from the Circa Resort and Casino. Exciting 3-hour program lined up on a Monday as always. Nick Whalen, 30 minutes, reaction to week number 10, his best bets for Monday Night Football. Warren Sharpen, 90. We have the good, the bad, and the ugly. We'll spend a lot of time looking at week number 11 numbers. We'll get into Monday Night Football several times, and we'll recap a wild day yesterday in the NFL. But the breaking news earlier today, Pauly, is that the New York Giants have said, that's it, enough, no more Brian Daboll as our head coach. He has been fired, and I know plenty of Giants fans who are happy about this. Before the season started, he was the second shot to be the first coach fired behind Mike McDaniel. Still has his job. Brian Daboll was plus 250 to get whacked back before early September, we'll call it, before the opening kick to the season. Are you okay with this? Are you surprised? Did you wanted it to happen?
I expected this to happen this morning, and it had to happen. You know, I'm looking at stuff on ESPN.com today, and I see one of the clips that's up is Rich Eisen is shocked. And it's like, come on. Do you watch the league? Do you follow the league? They have blown 4 double-digit leads on the road, lost all 4. Uh-huh. They're only the second team since the merger to lead by double digits and lose with less than 4 minutes left and lose twice. He also was trying to get Dart killed. 25 design runs. He's missed half the season. 4 different concussion tests. Not to mention he got the organization fined for what he did to the doctor and tried, come on, hurry, let's get him back out there. Let's get him back. And his answer yesterday was just, well, it's unfortunate he got hurt when pressed about why is he running so much?
Right, you go back to that game, Pauly, I mean, and that was a pretty obvious call to make. I know that we talked about it a lot. I think probably most people did by saying that was completely inexcusable on that Thursday night game when he went to the tent and he's trying to dictate, like, man, I'm in charge here, pal. He's got to get out of this game right now. They're like, what are you talking about? No, we have to see if the kid's actually okay to come back in. And he's pressing it and, like, pedal to the metal. No, and then they brought him back in, and more design runs right after that. We lost our mind about it. Said he is going to get this kid killed now on the field, and we saw it finally take place again yesterday. Where, and by the way, based on a couple of things here, the Offensive Rookie of the Year market, where he is no longer odds on, and the number this week in the Green Bay game at New York, that's been now, it was 7 on the look ahead, higher than that now. Those 2 indicators are going to tell me, and from what I was reading earlier today, obviously, it's a concussion protocol, so you probably know how this works at this point. Very good chance he misses this week. There is a possibility. We'll find out how it trends this week, but he could miss next week as well when they take on the Lions in that game.
Yep. So many reasons why he had to go. And the GM should be right behind him.
Oh, he's got to go, too.
That's another one.
I would actually say that he's worse than the coach.
So they're 2-8. They are 11-33 since the start of the 2023 season. You also, when you're 2-7 and you have 4th and goal from the 1, you cannot kick a field goal. That was also egregious to go up 10.
Yeah.
And then the last 7 pass attempts by Wilson on the final 2 drives, sack, incomplete, complete 0 yards, incomplete. Horrendous.
Can I ask this question, by the way? How is it that dude is still in the league and the 3rd-string quarterback on the team can't see the light of day?
Yes, I know.
What?
Isn't that something?
Russell Wilson should not even be in the NFL anymore.
No. But the Bears got bailed out there. And I love the story. I'm pulling for Caleb and Johnson. They're the luckiest team in the league as they get that done. And that's, I mean, you're supposed to go for the touchdown, go for the kill shot, go up 14. They're going to win with Dart, the fumble, the concussion, everything. I know the Bears were living in Giants territory, couldn't cash in. Tough in the conditions with the elements, but that 3rd and 10 play to Loveland was huge. Taking them down the field, touchdown. You get the 3 and out, you score again, and then you get the stop. It's nuts that they're 6-3, but this is now. I mean, the level of confidence. I don't think you have a lot of confidence that the Giants are going to get this right as well. I mean, the future's bright because you have Scatteraboo and Neighbors and Robinson and Dart and Carter. But are you going to blow the head coach? And are you going to blow the other draft picks?
They've had 4 complete duds in a row as a head coach. And they announced it today that they're going to bring the GM back. He's
in McAdoo range and Ray Perkins with the record.
Yeah. Sure he is. But I will say this about Brian Daboll. This is not his last head coaching job. he will land somewhere else for sure. At some point, maybe not next year, but in 2 years is maybe my guess. And if he lands with the right organization and a team that actually knows how to get it right in the draft with a good quarterback, Brian Daboll he's going to prove the Giants wrong. The GM is the guy, and Bill Barnwell pointed this out earlier today from ESPN. If you go back and look at the drafts from 2022 to 2024 overall, he asked the question, like, how many of these guys are likely to sign a meaningful second contract with New York? I think it's an absolutely fair question. Neighbors will, right? That's not including 2025, because this past year, obviously, they crushed it, but you can't bring a guy back because he really hit a home run with one draft when he whiffed on so many other picks. That's a pretty big telltale sign if a guy doesn't sign a meaningful second contract, I should say, with a team. The GM got it wrong almost every single time then.
Yeah.
And oh, by the way, like they don't lose that game yesterday if Dart doesn't get hurt. I mean, that's probably they're going to win that game.
Oh, absolutely.
And then so, assuming for a second here that it's Wilson this week against the Packers, and they lose that game and they drop to 2-9, Lions are looming, and that will be on the road. Would you actually? You haven't had the bye yet. Do you want to bring this kid back after how many concussion tests did you say?
4.
4 already?
Goes back to the preseason, yes.
And you'll be an absolutely gigantic dog at Detroit. Then you play at the Patriots, or do you just say, hold on here, cowboy. We're not rushing Dart back. We're taking as much time as possible. We're going to try to get it right with the head coach first. We have a very bright future, and there's no need to try to get this guy dinged up anymore. Why would you want to rush him back on the field?
Yep. Tank. I also think you're giving him too much credit. Another thing that hurts him is the success Jones is having in Indy and what Indiana Jones is doing. And we agree that was the fluke of all flukes when he won Coach of the Year. Their schedule was a travesty.
It was terrible.
I mean, they made the playoffs. They won a game, but it was all downhill since then and what it looked like. So, yeah, he'll get an OC job. But the record's hideous, and how he's treating Dart with all these design plays, and he's just waiting to be knocked out for the entire season. That was you're just begging for that to happen. And the blown leads, this is historic what they're doing. There are 4 double-digit leads on the road, lose all 4, and only the second team since the merger to do it twice, up 10 with 4 minutes left or fewer.
Now, I think I mentioned this on when we did the look-ahead lines last week when Green Bay was laying 7 on the road against the Giants. And I said, that's way too high. Give me New York. That would have been arguably, when I bet Cleveland against Miami a couple of weeks ago, I said on the air, biggest bet of the year. Don't know if I'm going to have another bet that'll be that close. I think Giants plus 7 with Jackson Dart against Green Bay, it would have been a bigger bet for me. I think that team of Jackson Dart was going to beat Green Bay, in fact. Mm-hmm. But now, I mean, forget about it. Russell Wilson is just...
He's cooked.
He's got to be, not only forget about starting quarterback, he's got to be one of the worst backup quarterbacks in the league. Yesterday was anarchy, man.
It was something.
And if the Giants actually hang on and don't blow that game, Survivor contest out here, circa, forget about it. We're down to below 750 people at that point. But because the Bears were on like 261, I think, entries, same number as the Bills.
Well, let's start Thursday. Denver should have lost.
Yeah.
Grandissimo could have been over. If Denver loses, the Bears blow it, then there only been one person left to win $7 million. That would have been the dream team in Grandissimo. There was one individual who had all 10 entries on the Bears in Circa Survivor. How's he feeling? We talked about that on the Pro Football Tailgate show we do every Sunday. I thought that was a mistake. You got to split them up. But then again, there was someone who had 10 left, and he used 5 on Carolina and 5 on the Bills. So he goes out. So this is really getting juicy now. We're under 1,000 people. And the Bears are supposed to go down. Denver was supposed to lose that game.
All of it was supposed to happen yesterday.
Now it's getting really wild now. I mean, now who do you have left? How many do you have left? Grandissimo down to 6. It should be over. Across the street, the Westgate, that almost was down to 2. There were the most picked team, and that was Chicago, also with 5. They're living right.
Yeah, the Westgate for $5,000 buy-in, the one you're talking about, that would have been down to 3 people had the Bears lost that game. Down to 3.
I mean, it's over.
Pretty much.
You're dead. And then you had the Jacksonville-Houston game, which we have done this 3 different times on the show. I will argue that's one of the worst beats of all time, if not the worst beat of the season.
The way it played out.
If the plus 1.5 is key, and that's a bet. That would have been a horrible landing spot because it was bouncing back 1-1, who's favored one. But if you grabbed plus 1.5 with Jacksonville and you lost that game plus 1.5, you're up 19 in the fourth quarter against Mills, who had 5 career wins, and they come all the way back, and then they get the pick 6 on the last play of the game.
Right. So I get it. The way it played, the Texans doubled the Jags in yards yesterday. Right, they killed him in the box score.
Yeah, there was a special teams touchdown.
Sure,
but right. Yeah.
But the way the game played out, and you're sitting there with that comfortable of a lead, and you can't cash plus 1.5, that's a pretty sick feeling to take down.
The Texans were 25-1 to come back.
Right.
And then what it is with the cover. Then you got to get the scoop and score, the pick 6, whatever, on the last play of the game.
Got to say, Davis Mills looked pretty good.
He did.
The overall stat line yesterday was outstanding, and credit him for getting in. You know somebody who had a big bet on him at 18-1 anytime touchdown.
That's right.
Yeah.
Got it. He got it. It was I think it was 22-1 at MGM. Final week to grab our Sports Equinox special. Just $120, full VSiN Pro access through May 1st. Less than $20 a month, every edge, every sport, every day, every best bet, every host, every guest, the betting splits, the AI-powered prop projections, 24/7 video, and replays as well. Full coverage. Don't forget about Indianapolis, too. We got that college basketball team. They play tomorrow at 8 in the morning our time. Don't miss your last chance to lock in this special rate. VSiN.com/subscribe. $20 a month. Get it now. Tell your friends. Great gift.
Yeah. If you're the person with 10 entries on the Bears, at what point do you stop watching the game?
I give up on it probably late third, early fourth. How many times are they in Giants territory? 4th and 4, can't get it. 4th and 6, can't get it.
Big Monday night matchup tonight at Lambeau. Packers, Eagles, one of the two teams, 21-7 with one push ATS, last 29 in prime time. We'll tell you who it is next.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Monster matchup tonight, Monday Night Football in Lambeau, at Lambeau, however you want to say it. Packers hosting the Eagles. Green Bay, some books still laying 1.5. A lot of books out here in Las Vegas currently at a pick'em, including right here at Circa, the Westgate, Caesars, looks like BetMGM, South Point's at pick'em as well here, and the total is about 45.5. I know that we were on opposite sides on a bunch of games yesterday and this one as well. I might try to get off it live at some point tonight because here's the deal. The Packers are really good in prime time. Monday night specifically, 10-3 straight up last 13. Last 29 primetime games overall, 28-1 straight up and 21-7 and 1 ATS. I did grab the Eagles plus 116 on the money line middle of last week when they were still catching 2.5 points here. So I want them to score early, and then I might try to come back with Green Bay live in the game, Paul. And you like the Packers? Yep.
I think they bounce back after that bad performance, which looks worse now after Carolina laid a giant egg yesterday. But this is the tush-push game, too. So you know Philly's going to be pissed off after what the Packers tried to pull in the offseason. This is a great game, could be a great game for props. I mean, the stuff that's up at Will Hill and Caesars in terms of you got Jacobs, Barkley, and Hurts. And like Hurts and Jacobs to have 25 yards each half, huge prices. 5-10 yards each quarter. Huge. You're talking 25-1 here.
I saw
with some of this stuff. I mean, this absolutely can happen. Not to mention, I would think the Eagles are taking it personal that they want a piece of this team after the crap they pulled in the offseason.
Yeah, I saw Jacobs and Barkley 10 yards plus rushing each quarter, 16-1. 16-1 for those two guys?
Yes.
I don't know. That it just, again, when these props, it sounds too good to be true. But that's a pretty tantalizing number to grab out on those two running backs. And by the way, like I'm in 2 guillotine leagues left out of, I think I had 6 going into the year. I need dud games from Jalen Hurts and Josh Jacobs to survive both. Otherwise, I'm done.
Is that right?
So guess what's going to happen?
Yeah, right.
I don't know how to hedge it because I could do like an anytime parlay touchdown between Hurts and Jacobs. And if that doesn't catch, then I'll probably survive one of my leagues. But my God, this is the guillotine leagues and how it comes down to like this by a point or 2 points on a weekly basis is nuts, man.
Hurts and Jacobs, 25 yards each half, 25-1. Hurts, 10 yards rushing each quarter, 50-1. 25 yards each half, 12-1. Where's the Barkley stuff? Hurts and Barkley, 25 yards each half, 22-1. I mean, to me, I think they take this personal. Not to mention, you want to have it's a huge game, and you want.
I'm
sure he's going to take off several times, and then you can do stuff there where it's Jacobs is thrown in there as well, and Jacobs 50 yards each half is plus 750, and you can mess around with Hurts, Jacobs, Hurts, Barkley, Jacobs, all those guys as well. So it's a great game. It's a tough game, and you found an awesome nugget that when you look at circa millions, the consensus was 35%. It's 3-1 this week. If you're taking a dog, they're 2-13 against the spread, and the Eagles were on that list and made the cut this week. I think Dobbs goes over. I think he can have a good game. I think Watson will catch one deep ball, but it remains to be seen how much they're going to miss Kraft. I don't expect much from Musgrave, and it's a big game for Love here as well. I mean, you got to get back and get some goodwill after how bad you played in that silly interception against Carolina that cost you.
And for those who could not watch or listen to the VSiN Pro Football Tailgate show yesterday, Pauly and I hosted every Sunday morning at 9 o'clock Eastern Time. Warren Sharp joined us then, and he's going to come up in about an hour and 10 minutes on this show again. But on yesterday's show, he said that his favorite prop of the entire Week 10 board was Josh Jacobs over 2.5 catches. Now, it's sitting there juiced right now at $1.55 in that neighborhood to go over. But he actually said if you don't want to lay that kind of juice, you could probably try to find alternative ways to bet it, like grabbing 4+ catches at plus money. Or if you wanted to play his yards prop over, he thinks the Kraft thing is going to be a really big deal, and he doesn't see like a path for Musgrave to fill in and take over like 100% of those routes / targets / usage rate that Kraft gave them. So a lot of the underneath stuff is probably going to go to Jacobs against a Philly team who is not that great against guarding running backs in the air. So that made a lot of sense as well. And Opta AI props, they at vsin.com, they are projecting Jalen Hurts to throw for almost 250 yards in this game tonight. His props 197.5. That's a huge game out of Jalen Hurts here.
They think Smith's going to have a huge game too.
They really like him.
Yeah.
Yeah, they have Smith at almost 80 yards in the game tonight. They also, again, vsin.com/NFL props, they got A.J. Brown going for almost 70. That's well over his number in the game. And Barkley, they're low on Barkley almost every game. Mm-hmm. They have Barkley at about 64 yards in this game tonight. But that's been a common thing for him this entire year. They can't get him going for the most part, Pauly.
I certainly don't want to see McManus from distance either.
No.
And I thought even Harbaugh made an egregious mistake. Like 4th and 2, and you try a 55-yard field goal?
Yeah.
I love Dicker, but come on. 4th and 2 with Herbert?
I was surprised by that.
Yeah.
Yep.
But the Steelers are just so bad offensively, it didn't matter.
All right.
But that's the kind of crap that LaFleur can pull.
How about this? The Eagles are only 2-6-1 ATS last 9 post-bye week games against NFC teams. That's from Steve Mackinnon at vsin.com.
Well, they're going to win the division. It's over. I mean, the Cowboys are in second place. Think about that. But you have this matchup, and then you have Sunday night against the Lions. You still have to take on the Bills.
Yeah.
So there's going to be some big games coming up here for the Eagles. And we'll see if they get that passing attack going.
Let me give you one more. So last week, baked into this, and you expect the Packers to bounce back in the game. Part of it is because of what happened against Carolina last week. Teams that lose as a TD plus favorite and then are favored again the following week, 38-14 straight up, 34-19 ATS. Detroit hit yesterday, and now that one lands on Green Bay tonight thanks to Scott Seidenberg for that trend, betterday.com. So, and you said when we did the look-ahead numbers, and you were like, if I know the NFL like I think I know the NFL, they're going to be fine after getting beat by Carolina despite losing Tucker Kraft.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the win will be impressive. Mm-hmm. That's right. Well, we'll see.
All right, I'm going fresh to this. What do you have?
Game. So there was so much going on yesterday as well, and while we were on the air, the Jonathan Taylor game happened. Atlanta blew that game. They should have won. I can't believe 3rd and 21. You let Dimes go scramble for 19 yards, and then you can't defend. It goes to Warren. How do you not knock that down? You're going to win the game on 4th and 2. How do you not knock it down? But now it's an obscene, absurd move now on Taylor to win the MVP, and it depends what book. Some Caesars has Stafford. Other books have May as the favorite. But Taylor does it again, 3 touchdowns, the long one over 200 yards. You were out sick. This is 2 weeks ago. Sal Pal knows a ton of MVP voters. Listen to this.
I don't like Jonathan Taylor as the MVP because they just don't give it to running backs.
Yes.
I know the voters, I know them all, and they are prejudiced against giving it to running backs. It's been a long, long time, right? Adrian Peterson was the last one a long time ago, galaxy far, far away. So I don't think he's going to get it.
I'm not surprised by that.
They just will rule out a running back.
Yeah.
He knows a lot of guys who refuse to vote for a running back for MVP. He's 6-1 at DK.
It's pretty crazy, man. It's like a reliever that can't win the Cy Young, right, in baseball. But this is worse because when you look at the impact that this guy has had on the team overall, I mean, if he touches LaDainian Tomlinson's all-time touchdown record, like he can't win. The voters are still going to say not good enough. Remember, here's the thing. Barkley had an all-time year last year.
Yeah.
He wasn't even close to winning the award.
No.
But those two quarterbacks last year, Josh Allen and Lamar Jackson, were put up. They basically were shattering records.
Yeah.
They had some of those two regular seasons were some of the best two we've ever seen.
Yeah. The Mahomes stuff is high comedy. I'm laughing my ass off at Mahomes 5-1.
Well, Josh Allen has no chance. I mean, 7-1, give me a break.
I mean, what Stafford just did, setting the record, 3 games in a row, 4 touchdowns, no picks.
Yeah.
But Taylor now minus 350 offensive player of the year. And JSN, vicious beat. He's got 85 yards early, and then he gets his
it's
bell
35-0 in the second quarter.
Yeah, gets his bell rung, and then he can't go over as well. So and then the blowout. But JSN going to probably break Megatron's record too.
Sure. So I personally want the awards market to, you said freeze the NFC standings last week.
Yeah.
I want to say let's freeze the award markets right now.
Yeah, you got to
because then I absolutely crush it at this point.
Another good job from Mbuka.
I have May 95-1. I have nothing on Stafford. May's not the winner as of right now. These odds, I mean, maybe it reflects liability.
Okay, yeah.
Matthew Stafford, again, we'll say this for the second straight week. He's the MVP as of right now.
Mm-hmm.
Guy's playing out of his mind. Plus, don't you think the media would love to give it to him?
Yeah, he was great.
Again.
Oh, I could absolutely see that. Oh, everything you had to go through and endure in Detroit.
Yes.
And May just starting out.
What's more egregious on the board, Mahomes 5-1 or Josh Allen 7-1? How?
Probably Josh Allen.
Yeah. How is it that either one of those guys are still ahead of Sam Darnold?
Yeah.
If you had to make a bet right now, would it be Stafford?
Yes.
Yeah, I agree.
He's too good. The coach is too good. The offense is too good. I think they're gonna look what they did against Philly. Look, they're just doing whatever they want offensively right now.
What a game we have! I can't wait to get into the Week 11 numbers. They get the Seahawks this week. Maybe the game of the year. Nick Whalen, best bets for tonight, coming up next year on VSiN.
This is Follow the Money on VSiN.
Great game tonight on paper between the Packers and the Eagles. One of the biggest ones of the entire year, specifically in the NFC for what it means long term. We'll get more angles, bets for this matchup right now as we head out to the Progressive guest line. Nick Whalen joins the program with RotoWire. Nick, good afternoon. Thanks for the time as always. Let's begin here. How were the results yesterday for you in Week 10 of this league?
A little bit up and down, guys. Mostly down. Did hit on the Houston Texans in that wild come-from-behind game in the AFC South, but I was, of course, laying the 9.5 with the Buffalo Bills. Was able to dodge the Carnage and Survivor at the very least, though. Did go with the Seattle Seahawks there, but man, it's been a couple rough weeks overall, to be honest here. Just getting to that point in the NFL season.
I hear you. I was telling Paul before the break. 4-1 last week for me in circa millions. This week, if the Eagles lose tonight, don't cover, I'll be 0-5. So horrible week, no doubt. I'll have to try to obviously go for the booby prize then and have a complete stink bomb for the next 3 weeks as well. As for tonight's game, I bet it was one of the first bets I made for this week. I took the Eagles plus 116 on the money line. Talked about that in the previous segment. Right now, they're basically a pick 'em against Green Bay. Who do you like tonight, Nick?
I'm on the Eagles, guys. I am. And you don't want to be overreactionary, of course, on Green Bay coming off of that just disastrous game against Carolina last week, which honestly looks even worse, based on what we saw from Carolina yesterday against the New Orleans Saints. But I think you have an Eagles team coming off of a bye, a team that's going to be as healthy as it's been in a few weeks. They're getting some pieces back on the defensive side. You brought in Jalen Phillips at the trade deadline. And you just have this really inconsistent Green Bay Packers team. We know what they're capable of, but it's also a team that could be down 2 or 3 receivers tonight. So that's part of the reason I'm looking at Christian Watson in the prop market, the over 2.5 catches for him, 8 targets for Watson in these first 2 games since he's returned. Obviously, no Tucker Kraft, no Jaden Reed, Matthew Golden, Dontavian Wicks, Savion Williams, who they're always mixing in for some reason. All 3 of those guys are questionable. And I just don't trust Green Bay to be able to run the ball. It's something they have not been able to do throughout this entire season. And I know that Philly defense isn't quite at the same level that it was last year, but the Packers have really not run it efficiently on anyone this season. I don't think that changes. I think that puts a ton on Jordan Love. And I think this is a matchup that the Philadelphia Eagles feel really good about. 2 wins over the Packers last season, 2 very different game scripts in those. But I think Philly has the talent advantage. I think they have the coaching advantage right now. Really, the only thing that's kind of in the back of my mind is, of course, this is a primetime game at Lambeau Field. It's a huge game in terms of playoff implications for the Green Bay Packers. But I think talent wins out here. I'm on the Eagles.
Okay, so overall, Watson over 2.5 catches. That's probably your favorite one, the way it sounds. What else are you looking at tonight? I know the Opta AI stats here at vsin.com. They love Devontae Smith going over. They think Jalen Hurts is going to have a huge passing game.
Yep.
What else do you have in the portfolio?
Well, wouldn't you know it? I do have Devontae Smith over 53.5 receiving yards, went over this number in both matchups against the Packers last season. It's gone over this number in 3 of the last 4 games. You know, A.J. Brown will be back out there tonight, but to me, Devontae Smith is still kind of the more bankable of those 2 receivers week to week. If you're just asking, like, who can get me to 55 yards, I like Devontae Smith's chances more than A.J. Brown, even if Brown is that guy, you know, who ultimately is the big play threat. So Devontae Smith over 53.5 receiving yards. And I'm looking at the Eagles' first half money line as well. Another way to play this game. Eagles are 5th in the NFL in first half scoring. If you look at just their last 3 games, they're averaging over 17 points per game in the first half. Green Bay 26th in the NFL in first half scoring at just over 9 points per game. Packers have scored 19 total points, guys, in the first half over the last 3 weeks. They've trailed at the half in all 3 of those.
Very good. You also love betting on the NBA. It's a big card tonight. I have a couple of player props to run down later on in the show. Have you bet anything yet tonight in the association?
Yeah, the one early play that I'm looking at is the Blazers on the road at the Orlando Magic. Guys, I don't like what I'm seeing from this Orlando Magic team whatsoever. It feels like kind of a broken offense. You have a lot of individual pieces, you know, that I like, but they're not playing well together. You saw a very exasperated Jamal Mosley after their latest loss, just kind of throwing his hands up and kind of throwing his team under the bus. And, you know, this Portland team ultimately not playing all that well, but they are a good defensive team. And I think this is a bad matchup at home for Orlando.
Very good. You can follow Nick on X. He is at WHA, the number 1 EN with RotoWire. Nick, thanks for the time today. Good luck tonight.
Appreciate it, guys. Thank you.
Back at you. There you go. And he was on the Progressive Guest Line. Also, tonight in this Monday night game, the Eagles are, they're expecting to get Nolan Smith back, first-round pick 2023, another guy that can maybe get after Jordan Love tonight as a pass rusher. So that could be good for them. And he likes the Watson angle over as well. Makes sense, right? With guys who are dinged up and how much he's been getting the ball thrown his way in comeback game since he came back actually from the injury. So big game overall. He's exactly right. Seeding purposes, what this could mean for, well, the Packers in their division anyway. The lines were an absolute monster yesterday. And I have to say, Pauly, that I think I'm done this year trying to make my case for some ugly dogs in the league. There are so many bad teams this year, I think more than we've had in recent years, that the point spread, I got absolutely killed yesterday, like I talked about betting this stuff in the contests out here. I was on, the Eagles are my 4th dog. The other 3 dogs that I had, no chance yesterday to cover these games. And it's frustrating.
I'll tell you, it was a disaster for the books in the late games.
Oh, my God.
How easy was that? Rams and over, Seattle and over, Lions and over. No problem.
That may have been one of the worst windows when you factor in like how impressive the 3 winners were.
It was 21-0 Rams, and Seattle's up. Seattle's 34.5 in play in the second quarter.
That game's 35-0, 8.5 minutes to go before halftime. I thought they were going to get some resistance by Arizona yesterday. That team's they're a freight train right now.
That's right.
Again, we talked about yesterday on the show, last week, bringing on a guest who covers a team. Like, what's the weakness? Like, well, I guess maybe it's the running game. What did they do yesterday? Both Charbonnet and Walker, they combined for like 150 yards. Now, it's one game, I get that, but the kicking game, awesome yet again. The defense was just, and I wanted to see this, and I tweeted it out. you knew that we were going to probably get some people making the fake tickets or the AI tickets, whatever, on DeMarcus Lawrence.
Yes.
2 touchdowns anytime, right?
Yeah.
Paid $6 million to 1 or whatever it would have been. But Brissett had no chance against that front yesterday. They were smothering him from the get-go.
Packers lose by 10. Your level of concern?
Oh, I'm already concerned big time.
Really?
Oh, yeah. Look at their schedule coming up.
Are you more concerned about Green Bay or the Bills? The Bills are plus 850 to miss the playoffs.
Well, I don't think they're going to win that division at this point. Can you find let's say
They have a tough schedule too. The way they've played and struggled with bad teams against that schedule.
Yeah, look at who they've beaten so far.
I know.
Other than the Chiefs, there's nothing, Paul. There's no meat on that bone. So if the Patriots win that division, can you come up with 6 other teams ahead of the Bills to make the playoffs in the AFC? Joe Burrow told the media this week that he's closer to his return than people think.
This is outrageous. Yeah, he wants to target the Thanksgiving game to maybe come back.
Hey, Joe.
What are you, 3-7?
Come on, we've had Baltimore Circle and Survivor for a long time. Just make it one more week, pal.
That's right.
Come on.
That's right.
Don't do anything crazy to us.
It doesn't make any sense. We'll see how the next couple of games go, but especially with this defense, no.
Okay, let me spitball then. So Patriots win the division. You're going to get 1 out of the South for sure. We'll call it Indy. That's 2 teams right there. Baltimore is going to be the 3rd team.
Mm-hmm.
I'll give you 3 teams from the West. Denver, the Chargers, and Kansas City. You need 1 more team to finish ahead of Buffalo. It's not coming from their division.
They play Pittsburgh coming up. That's not difficult. They just lost to the Dolphins.
I know. And they got buried in the game.
I know. And as bad as Pittsburgh looked, the Steelers, the Bills could lose to anybody at this point with how bad they've played in some of these games. And the silly turnovers. And as I've said for 2 months, Josh Allen has to be awesome, whether a below average, maybe a bad team, below average team.
Okay. Well, I'll give you 2 other teams. So Pittsburgh, I'm fine with that. Can you get there with Houston? They play the Bills on a Thursday, like in 2 weeks.
Absolutely, I can get there. Or got to get Stroud back.
Or Jacksonville.
Yeah, more so Houston.
Maybe there is an angle there where we have enough teams to be ahead of Buffalo. They're just not. They're far from a great team. They have so many warts.
Plus 850. Bucks, Texans, Steelers, Bengals. What if Burrow comes back?
Oh.
Patriots, Eagles. More losses coming.
Wow.
And I agree. I thought Damian Woody made a good point today. That window is closed. They missed it. They blew it. Gone. You're not winning a Super Bowl. You had your chance. You had several chances, and you couldn't do it. Now you're going to be like a 5 seed, 6 seed? Even if you get in, good luck.
The way it looks, probably at best. What were they to miss the playoffs, you think?
Oh, my God.
Weren't they minus 2,000 to win the division early on?
Yeah. There were several. Everyone has had this in their future parlays, cross-sport parlays.
Oh, I'm one of them, yeah.
It was Penn State playoff, Clemson ACC, either Bills 1 seed / most wins or Bills division. And people laughed that they thought 260 was way too low in August.
Sure.
They were as high as 2,000. You are correct.
They had a top 5 easiest schedule in the entire league entering the season. Uncle Lou, Smiling Lou Finicaro, came on. He gave an 8-minute breakdown on why he loved the Bills' win total under.
That's right.
He needs more losses, obviously, but...
Well, plus 24 in the turnover margin last year.
Win some, lose some up next. Pauly's going to detail line moves, middle spots, maybe a contender for one of the worst beats of the entire year. All that coming up next here on VSiN.
Win Some, Lose Some is sponsored by the Sharp Plays.
Were you a winner last night? Wow, winning. Or was it a rough one?
Well, they can't all be winners, can they?
Loser! You're a loser! Pauly Howard recaps the night in sports betting in Win Some, Lose Some.
Most points scored. Dead heat, fireworks, late games. Seattle and the Lions, 10-1 and 5-1. Highest scoring game, Rams-Niners, 5-1. Fewest points scored. Hello, Carolina, 20-1. They've lost 11 games in a row as a favorite. How about that performance? 7-0 off the bat, nothing the rest of the way. The Saints block a field goal, but Carolina still keeps the ball. Then that ridiculous end around that they fumbled. Bryce Young has thrown for 200 yards once this year. Once. No one talks about it. No improvement. Horrible loss.
They're terrible. I mean, how do they have this many wins?
No kidding. How'd they beat the Packers is right. Lowest scoring game, Panthers Saints 4-1. Most passing yards, Goff 9-1. How about Dan Campbell? I love it.
What, taking over a play calling?
Yes. Knew there was trouble in paradise there with Morton. But that's an angle to follow here moving forward.
Yeah, also the Commanders are a terrible football team right now.
That also. They are 31st in yards allowed and points the last 4 weeks. Dan Quinn now taking over defense. Most rushing yards, Achane 20-1. Both long touchdowns untouched. Hell of a job, Buffalo. Receiving yards, Nico Collins 20-1. He had a day along with Mills. Texans in play, 25-1. Down 19 in the fourth quarter. Mills anytime, 18-1. Get in there, big fella. Gibbs 3 touchdowns, 25-1. Robinson anytime, 10-1. Henderson 2 touchdowns, 12-1. Yep, you get off them, and then that's what happens. Condolences for those who, if you dropped them in fantasy. I was on that guy every week. I was stunned. They continue to give the ball to Stevenson, who fumbles every other carry. And this guy goes off. I love them looking at the sideline, too, at the end. Do I score? Do I fall down? No, go ahead. Take it in.
Well, by the way, that came against the Buccaneers defense. Again, I said this yesterday on the Tailgate Show. His prop was hovering late week around 54.5 rushing yards, bet down to 42.5.
Yeah. Oh, he was something. He's got to be the guy. Give him a ton of carries. First touchdown of the game, Bucks 7-1. Saints 2-1 money line, Dolphins plus 350. Dart 2 touchdowns, 14-1. At FanDuel, DraftKings has this as well. All teams in the late window to have a rushing touchdown, 30-1. Again, it doesn't seem that hard. It should happen more often. That's not that difficult.
They come in when we never think about betting them.
College football, Missouri State plus 240. Hawaii 2-1.
What was that, by the way, from San Diego State?
Thrashed the Aztecs. UConn plus 250. Sam Houston 11-1. Big dogs against Oregon State. Good luck figuring out Cal. 8-1. Beat Louisville. Wisconsin plus 350. Their leading passer was the punter. Come on, Washington. Iowa State plus 250. Lions 12-0 ATS off a loss as well. The Maple Leafs have played 11 overs in a row and 14-2 on the season. Move over, Islanders. Subscribe, be part of the team, vsin.com, our radio and podcast friends. You always want to see these tweets and videos. At Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. Send them in. We'll put you on. This was at the Venetian on Ultimate Texas Hold'em. A $5 bet, $3.8 million. He got the Royale with cheese.
I believe they said that's the biggest jackpot in the history of the casino.
Yeah, when you tie all these different casinos together, those progressives are big.
Yeah.
And for him to hit that, and he flopped the joint, that's incredible. $3.8 million. Oh, man. Look at all the chips. Canaries, cranberries, eat it up. Rocky Road, good for you. That is awesome. This one's good as well. They got the puppy here. You know, he's supposed to drink the water, buddy. He's just going in for a swim. And the other guy's like, let me get in there. What are you doing? Look at that. He's coming and he's putting all the water on the floor. He's taking all the water out of his bowl. He's just trying. And the other guy doesn't know what to make of it, right? He's just going on and on. Come on, you're supposed to drink it, little fella. You're not going for a swim. It's not the pool. Oh, lose some. Saints, they won the game, but they did it again. They're now 1-9 ATS in the first quarter. They've been outscored 82-19. Browns have lost 13 in a row on the road, plus 1.5 to -2. Fields,
that game was tied at 14 apiece 10 minutes to go, second quarter, and the Jets had 0 first downs.
Yep.
Sure thing.
Punt return, kickoff return.
Yep.
Giants have lost 11 in a row on the road. Another reason why Dable had to go. UTEP under, 54-47, no good. UNLV, Colorado State over, 57 up to 62, 42-10. No help from Colorado State. Seattle Kraken did it again. 0-14 on back-to-backs the last 2 years. Held to 2 goals or fewer in 13 of them.
Yeah.
Bad for the books. Oregon, Iowa under, 44 down to 40. That was awesome. Oh, the weather, the rain, phenomenal. Great job. Big boy football, too. Oregon down key guys, still found a way to win. And Gary Danielson doesn't know the rules of football. I thought he played. I couldn't believe it. Southern Miss under, 62 down to 56. Texas State over, 58 up to 64. High-scoring affair. The Germany game. Atlanta, 6.5 down to 5.5. It fell 6. Giants, Bears under, 47 down to 44. And the favorites and over hit in the 3 late games as well. Want to lose some here? Let's go to the zoo. Is this Mu Deng? I don't know if this is Mu Deng, the hippo. It could be a different. No, it's not Mu Deng. But here it's like, good time for a nap. Catch a little shut eye. I got my little pillow here, and then Mom keeps eating my pillow. Coming in. Look at this. Just put it down. 2 tons of fun. Right? Look at this. I'm trying to take a nap, and he's eating my pillow.
God, look at the size of that thing.
Can you believe that?
Oh, man.
Oh, God. They're moving him over.
With one nostril.
I know.
Get out of my way.
Oh, and those guys can scoot, too. That's the thing.
Yeah.
That video on the safari where they're chasing people.
Oh, yeah.
It's like, that's 2,000, 3,000 pounds. That's incredible. I'll put that up later at Pauly Does Vegas on Instagram. And the bad beats. Buccaneers first quarter and under. Long touchdown run by Henderson to get you there. That was a vicious beat. Jacksonville. Pick'em, 1. All-time bad plus 1.5. Good text from Randy McKay. Jacksonville teasers as well. 29-10, fourth quarter. If you had plus 1.5, you're still okay, 30-29. And I knew it, and I was ready. They would have changed the rule immediately. I go, Cam Little's going to hit from 72 here and walk it off because they were in range.
They were.
But they had a penalty.
Actually, we were begging for like an 80-yard attempt.
Oh, God.
Watching the game.
He would have made it, too. And you had to change the rule immediately.
So there was a scenario there where they're out of range for Lawrence to throw it that far, and they honestly would have had to try like a 75-yard attempt. That was a possibility yesterday.
They were in range. It was 72. They were going to kick it. But the scoop and score the other way, somehow Houston, down 19 in the fourth quarter, win by 7. And Giants money line or plus 4.
Oh, the plus 4.
Terrible.
Yeah.
Terrible. Before the line moves, sharp plays already there. They don't just follow the market, they help move it. You're not going to outsmart billion-dollar books of full-time sharps on your own. With the sharp plays, you don't have to. Plugged into trusted insider sources and active across NFL, NBA, MLB, and college hoops. They deliver the edge serious bettors use every day. Free reports, alerts, market-moving insights straight to your inbox or X feed. The Mr. Poison tweets on a regular basis. First touchdown tweets. Sharpplays.com. Trusted by pros. Watched by the books.
Pauly, let me throw some odds at you for the next coach of the New York Giants. You can get these, find these at plenty of offshore books, my guess. Lane Kiffin, the short shot, 4-1.
Oh, come on.
Yeah, you can talk about this several ways. Like, good or bad candidate, or would you make a bet on this coach at those odds? Cliff Kingsbury, 5-1. Are they going to? Will he get another crack here at some point as a head coach? Kiffin, 4-1, the short shot. Jesse Minter, 6-1. Clint Kubiak, plus 650.
I could see that.
Jeff Hafley.
Got to fix this defense.
And so you'd go DC, like a defensive guy as the coach?
I think they're going to say we're good offensively. Let's fix this defense. We have too much talent here. We can't stop a damn thing, especially on the ground.
John Gruden is 10-1.
God.
Will he ever get another crack at the NFL?
No, it's got to be college.
Jason Garrett, 12-1.
What?
I could actually see the Giants organization doing something like that.
I could see Belichick before the clapper.
Belichick is 16.
They list him?
Yeah, he's listed, yeah.
Oh, God.
Joe Brady, 12. He'll get a shot one of these days. Mike McCarthy, 12. Bill O'Brien, 14. John Harbaugh, 15-1. Remember, it was 3 weeks ago, and people are saying, hey, we were part of it. Maybe he lost the team here. Steve Sarkisian, 15-1. Oh, here's one. Brian Flores, 16-1. Or will teams be told not to rehire him as a head coach?
Yeah. Yes, the lawsuit and everything, yeah.
Matt LaFleur is on the list, 18-1. Matt Nagy, 18-1. Are you kidding me with this? Lincoln Riley, 22-1. Marcus Freeman, Notre Dame coach, 28-1.
I think it could be a surprise. I'm not going to go with those guys, but there'll certainly be a surprise based on the history.
You don't want Lane Kiffin as your head coach, Giants fans.
No, that won't happen.
Come on. I don't think you want Kingsbury. We will start diving into Week 11 numbers coming up next. Incredible matchups this week. The Packers are 8.5-point favorites at the Giants due to Jackson Dart being in concussion protocol. We'll tell you how long he might miss coming up next.